Most men think women want a man who lays everything out, who tells her exactly how he feels, who gives her constant reassurance that she is wanted and loved. They think if you're open enough, expressive enough, vulnerable enough, she will value you more and fall in love. But it doesn't work like that. Women don't crave the man who is easy to understand. They crave the man who leaves them wondering. The man who doesn't fully explain himself, doesn't rush to fill every silence, who doesn't feel the need to overshare his feelings too early, is the one who creates tension, and tension is the fuel for her desire. It feels wrong because you were taught that clarity creates safety. But what creates emotional attachment is the chaos she feels when she's not sure where she stands. When she wonders why you haven't texted her back, when she replays the last thing you said, when she wonders what you meant when you looked at her that way, she becomes invested. You think being nice, being available, being overly consistent will win her heart, but all it does is remove the tension that keeps her interested. When you become predictable, you become background noise in her mind. Safe, but uninspiring, present, but forgettable. The man she remembers is the one who left her slightly confused, who gave her glimpses of affection but never begged for her attention, who made her feel like she had to earn his full presence. It feels wrong to hold back when you want to share everything with her, to let her sit in confusion when you want to reassure her. But that distance creates the chase, and the chase is what binds her to you. She wants the fire that flickers, the one she's afraid might go out, the one she wants to keep alive, not the steady flame that needs nothing from her. Women fall for men who make them feel, not men who tell them how to feel. And if you can understand that, you will stop trying to prove your worth with constant words and actions, and start letting your silence, your presence, and your controlled unpredictability speak for you. That is how you become the man who lives in her mind long after you've left the room. Asterisk, you think consistency is what makes a woman stay. That if you give her constant attention and availability, she will feel secure and value you more. But what keeps her truly attached is not constant presence, but controlled unpredictability. It's not about playing games or being manipulative. It's about understanding that women value what they work for, not what is handed to them freely. When you are too available too soon, when you answer every message instantly, when you adjust your life around her before she has even earned that space, you lose your polarity, the very energy that creates attraction. A woman bonds to the man who becomes her peace, but only after she has moved through the tension of not knowing if she has fully won him. If you give her everything without letting her invest emotionally, you remove her reason to chase. If she's not chasing, she's not bonding. Most men believe that if they don't immediately respond, if they don't constantly reassure her, she will lose interest. But the opposite is true. When you are a man with purpose, who values his mission, who doesn't drop everything to cater to her whims, she senses your strength. She senses you are not afraid to lose her, and that calm detachment is magnetic. It shows you are a man who can't be shaken, a man who is centered, and that energy creates a gravity she feels in her body. Women crave the tension that builds when they can't fully predict you, when they can't categorize you, when they don't know exactly what you will do next. That tension creates the chemistry they confuse with love, and it makes your attention feel like a reward instead of an obligation. When you finally give her your presence, your time, and your affection after she has wondered, doubted, and yearned, it feels like a victory to her, a high she will chase again and again. Most men drain themselves by trying to keep a woman by giving everything up front, not realizing that what makes her stay is the emotional rhythm you create by being a man who knows how to hold back until the moment is right. Asterisk, it feels wrong not to immediately comfort her when she's upset, to hold your silence when she's demanding answers, to stay calm when she's trying to pull you into an emotional storm. You think if you don't react, if you don't prove your point, you don't explain your side, she will think you don't care, that she will walk away. But what actually happens is the opposite. When you hold your frame, when you don't, let her chaos control your energy, you become the anchor she didn't know she needed. Women don't respect a man who argues back and forth, who matches her emotional volatility, who tries to debate and convince her when she's testing him. They respect the man who can stay composed, who can walk away without drama when she disrespects. Him who doesn't feel the need to explain himself when she's trying to provoke a reaction. Your calm is powerful. It forces her to reflect on her behavior because you are not playing into it. You are not feeding her chaos. You are not emotionally reactive, and that makes you stand out. She may get angry. She may say she's leaving. She may test you harder, but she will feel your strength and your stillness. She will feel your boundaries, and boundaries create respect, and respect is what creates attraction. Women want to feel the depth of your energy, not just hear about it. When you are quick to explain, to clarify, to beg her to see your side, you're not leading, you're seeking approval, and that approval-seeking energy kills attraction.
Alice.
When you hold back your explanations, when you let your actions speak, when you show your standards instead of talking about them, she feels it deeply. It creates the polarity she needs to feel feminine, and it allows her to soften and trust you over time. Emotional detachment is not about being cold. It is about being strong enough to not let her emotional waves drown you. And when she realizes she cannot shake you, she starts to feel safe in your presence, and that safety, once earned, is what makes her stay. Asterisk, it feels wrong to let her wonder where she stands. To not always be available when she calls, to not respond instantly when she messages you. You were taught that being present and clear would make her feel secure and loved. But the truth is, women don't bond through constant reassurance. They bond through curiosity and uncertainty. Oh, when you live a life that doesn't revolve around her, when you have purpose, goals, and direction that don't get paused for her every whim, you become the man who commands respect without demanding it. Women feel attraction toward the man who doesn't rush to explain himself, who doesn't feel pressured to clear every misunderstanding immediately, who knows the value of his time and energy and protects it. When she can't fully read you, when she isn't sure if you're thinking about her, when she replays the way you looked at her before you left, she becomes invested. She may not admit it, but the moments you leave her guessing are the moments she feels most drawn to you. It's not about manipulation. It's about understanding that women fall for what they feel, not what they are told to feel. When she's slightly confused, she's engaged. When she's engaged, she's chasing. And when she's chasing, she's bonding. Most men kill this tension by trying too hard to be clear, by over-explaining their feelings, by seeking to prove themselves worthy through constant words and gestures. But when you let her feel your presence without needing to over-express, when you let her sit in her emotions without rushing in to fix them, when you give her space to wonder if she truly has you, you ignite a curiosity in her that keeps you in her thoughts long after you've left the room. The man who doesn't rush to reassure, who doesn't flood her with constant validation, who allows silence and space, becomes the man she feels compelled to understand and earn. In that earning, she bonds deeply, and it creates a connection. That is rooted not in fear of loss, but in the magnetic pull of your calm, your boundaries, and your quiet strength. Asterisk. It feels wrong to keep parts of yourself hidden, to hold back your emotions when you feel them deeply. To let her sit in uncertainty when you want to tell her how much you care. You think that expressing everything as soon as you feel it proves your authenticity, that giving her your entire heart on a silver platter will make her see your worth. But when you reveal everything too soon, you remove the mystery that fuels her desire. Women fall for the man they cannot fully read, the man who has layers she wants to peel back one at a time, the man who allows her to earn his truth, not the man who dumps his entire soul into her hands before she has invested in him. She wants to feel chosen, not given. When you share your truth slowly, when you give her glimpses of your depth after she has shown she can handle it, it feels like a gift, something sacred, something she respects. If you are always available, always pouring your emotions out, always trying to reassure her, she doesn't feel the weight of your presence. She feels you are like every other man who needs her validation, who needs to be seen, who needs to be understood to feel worthy. The man who can feel deeply but chooses when and how to express it shows strength, not coldness. He shows he is in control of his emotions rather than ruled by them. That restraint, that calm, creates a gravity around you, making her feel safe. In your presence because you are unshaken by her storms, unbothered by her tests, unaffected by her moods. She may not say it, but she will feel it, and that feeling will keep her coming back to you. She will trust you, not because you gave her endless words, but because you made her earn your heart, piece by piece, moment by moment. In a world of men who are desperate to be understood, you will be the man who is content in silence, patient in connection, and unafraid to let her wonder. That wonder will turn into desire. That desire will turn into loyalty, and that loyalty will turn into love. It's a kind of love she will never forget because she had to work for it. And in that work she fell deeply for the man who did not give himself away cheaply, but who allowed her to discover him, one earned moment at a time.